welcome to So Jannelle. I'm your host, Jannelle. So this is a very special edition of our So Inspiring story on a 14-year-old Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. Also teaching us about life today that number one, life is not perfect. Number two, there will be mean people in life that will suck the life out of us, trying to taunt us, trying to bully us. A very important lesson in life is that we can't control others. We can only control ourselves. And that's what our hero this afternoon did. Even after being bullied as a child, that he went on to develop himself to now becoming a 14-year-old Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion. Gabe Demman is so inspiring. Gabriel, at 14 years old, you have accomplished, not many 14-year-olds are able to accomplish. You are a world champion. In the last 11 tournaments that you've participated in, you've won 9 golds out of those. How does it feel?
It feels really good. I put a lot of work into it. I condition, I train a lot, and it helps to be in a really good gym here. So yeah, I'm happy that I've accomplished a lot of things this year and over time.
But for you, it's not just accomplishing something from the sport. In real life, you're accomplishing something bigger because you're putting a spotlight on bullying because that's what got you into it. Can you take us through that?
So when I was around 3 years and I was younger, from like around 2nd grade to around like 5th grade, I was getting bullied by people. I was like a really chubby kid, but I would be made fun of. Like, I played baseball for a long time, and they would be making fun of me there. And my dad, he could notice I was being bullied for being like a bit bigger kid, so he put me in jiu-jitsu.
Let's backtrack a bit. When you said that you were being bullied because of your weight, not everyone struggling with their weight was bullied. Why do you think you were targeted?
I think it first happened to me, and I was kind of just nice about it. I didn't tell them not to make fun of me and stuff. I kind of just let it go, and they kept doing it more and more and more until more people started doing it to me, and it just really hurt my feelings.
I can imagine you've been through 3 or 2 different schools just to get away, and then the same thing would happen, and then the same thing would happen. What did that experience, very painful experience, teach you?
It taught me that that people can be mean sometimes, and I have to let it go sometimes, and just kind of have a shell where it's not gonna hurt my feelings that badly.
Would you say that your shell is jiu-jitsu? Martial arts? Yeah. The thing is, you said letting go sometimes, but it seems to me that you're letting go all the time because you're a world champion, but you haven't used it to fight anyone that's been bullying you or taunting you or targeting you. Why is that?
Well, I already know that I can defend myself in a fight if it were to happen, and I don't really have anything to prove to anyone that I can beat this person, or I can hurt them pretty much.
How did you find out, Anthony, that he was being bullied? Was it something that he came out to you and said, or did you just notice behavioral changes?
I think the first time that happened was when he was in grade school. He came home upset, frustrated, and when you spend every day with your child, you notice when their moods are certain ways, and I saw those emotions in him, and we sort of opened up a discussion as a family. And Gabriel's a pretty open person. When you ask him something, he'll tell you the way it is. He doesn't really hide too much, but sometimes initially you have to draw it out of him.
Maria, how did did you feel as a mom knowing that your son was being bullied? Because it's such a tough experience to go through as a child.
Oh, it's very tough. I've cried myself. Sometimes you feel so powerless to do anything about it because you're not in that situation. I can't be there during his school hours to protect them. So a lot of times I felt helpless. And at the same time, sometimes I help him and I encourage him to be vocal about it, be verbal about it, but never put his hands on anyone. But yes, I felt I've many times helpless.
For people that are watching, for the parents whose kids, they don't know if they're being bullied or not, what would you suggest these parents do?
Well, you want to be able to talk to your kids and ask them to be honest with you if someone's being mean to them. Because sometimes I would come home from school one day and I'm like, Mom, guess what? Only 3 people were mean to me today.
Oh,
yeah.
You were actually, it was that bad, you were counting.
Yeah, and I was actually happy about that.
Right.
That was a low number.
Were you always this honest? Because I was bullied. It did it, but it took me a while.
I didn't want to say anything.
Right. So what got you to open up to your parents?
Probably once it got bad enough where the kid, when I was in my first school, the kids would steal my food and stuff like that.
They would steal your food because they said you didn't need to eat anymore because you were big?
Or they just wanted it.
Oh, right. Was it ever physical?
It didn't really get that physical, but it was more verbal bullying, kind of just hurt my feelings a lot.
So, how did it feel for you as a dad?
Well, I was bullied as a young guy, but a little bit older than he was, probably more in the 7th and 8th grade, and then actually into high school a little ways as well. So I identified with him a lot, and as Maria said, that you feel powerless because you're not there with him while he's in school getting bullied. So you feel some rage and anger, you feel powerless, you empathize with him, you feel bad for him. And then at the end of the day, when you set all those emotions aside, you try to give him a game plan of how to deal with it.
What was the game plan?
Well, the game plan is first you let the teacher know, the parents know, and then we let Gabriel know that you have to tell someone that this is happening, that you don't have to keep this as a secret. It's not a secret. And second, we empowered him. We put him in a martial arts school. We tried different things. We worked in the garage as boxing. And then really, first and foremost, is we told him that it's not okay being bullied. And you are not helpless. You are not a punching bag for anyone.
You also said that it's not okay to be bullied, but it's also you said that it's not okay to put your hands on anyone. How difficult was that, to not tell your child to hit back?
I think we tried to give him a bright line where we put the school on notice, which I think is smart because of not just liability reasons, but to make the other parents aware, give them a chance to deal with their own child, give the school a chance to monitor the situation. But the second part of that is to say, put the school and the other child and his family on notice that if you put your hands on Gabriel again, it's not going to be the same way. He will defend himself. So we give them a chance to do the right thing, but we're not going to leave him as a victim either.
Did you ever talk to the parents of those kids?
I have.
And what did they say?
In fact, they even told me it is a problem. We know that it's happening, but they also sometimes feel like they can't control the situation because they're not there either. And there was a point where we had to take Gabriel out of that school and transferred him because the bullying continued. Even when the principal knows, the teachers know, the parents know, the child knows. And sometimes walking away is the solution.
You would, because you only just really walked away. You never really engaged. You think walking away is better than engaging?
Yeah, I think it's better because you can get in trouble if you engage with someone, and then it just becomes like a big kind of mess that you
Right.
have to deal with.
Right.
So it's just better to walk away than to get physical with someone or an altercation.
And you did walk away a few times, change schools a few times, but then also I think what worked was putting him in a martial arts class to develop his confidence. At what point did you see the difference that, sun is finally coming out?
I think the first thing that we saw was confidence in Gabriel. Gabriel was always very physically strong, and I always attribute that to my wife, Maria. I think I'm a strong guy, but I always think, she's a very, very good athlete, especially, her legs are super strong, and I think a lot of those traits came through Gabriel genetically. So when he came into the gym, he started jiu-jitsu, he was a very strong kid already. And he was a pretty passive kid. He's not a perfect kid, he's not an angel, but for the most part, he doesn't bother other kids. And so I sort of saw the transition in him becoming more confident, using his strength, but in a smart way on the mat.
Clever, can you recall the first time you met Gabe?
First time I met Gabe, he's a different kid, you know what I mean? He come here really quiet and don't speak much. But I can see he's different kids, like really humble and hungry to learn the sport. Right away, he's fall in love with the sport. And he's a little bit, remember, a little bit chubby, you know what I mean? But so nice, cute, and humble and hungry to learn the sport. And he learned right away the foundation and learn how, meet all the group right away. He's a little kid, but it's the way he talk to the people, you know what I mean? I see it different, like, man, it's totally different, And today, I can see Gabe, you know what I mean? Like, his future brilliant,
What about your thoughts on his story about how his parents enrolled him here to combat bullying? At what point did you learn that about him, that he was being bullied?
I have a lot of kids. So I Gabe come here with the problem. Most of the kids come here because they got bullied in the school. You know what I mean? Even my kids. But what I try to teach, and especially Gabe when he come here, he's got a bully, I try to teach him some confidence. And try to tell him, say, hey, bullies, you know what I mean, don't go nowhere. Bully eventually, you know what I mean, will have to stop or move away from us. So, and him really comfortable with the jiu-jitsu, he's like, you know what? He never fought bullies. He never hit the bullies, And this is how the Brazilian jiu-jitsu do with the kids, make the kids comfortable. And make the bullies, teach the bullies, hey, I can't do nothing about this kid. You don't want to try to say something to hurt this kid, but this kid's confident, too strong, building too good. The bullies have to go away.
Did you ever have the chance to confront any of those that were bullying you?
No, I have not. I already moved schools already, and I just haven't seen them ever since.
Right. What about this sport? Where do you want to take it?
I want to go through all the belts for jiu-jitsu, and I want to become a black belt for sure, and I would like to win a world championship at black belt.
And that's what I want to highlight, because it's kind of like a blessing in disguise, and it's so inspiring, because the thing that was being used by people to put you down was the thing that actually raised you up, right? Because they were putting you down for being big, but then it raised you here at Clever's Jiu-Jitsu because you were big, you couldn't be in the kids class, you got to be with the adults.
Yeah.
And that's how you got better.
Yeah, the adults,
quicker.
I got better technique, and all the adults would like just show me all the things they knew, and it just helped me get really good.
Do you have any message? You said that you never really got to confront those who bullied you. If, let's say, for example, they happen to watch this video, they happen to watch this interview, what would be your message to them?
Well, they really did actually motivate me to become better with myself, and it gave me more confidence once I...
So if let's say they're watching, why don't you, let's say they're in front of you right now, what would you tell, address them?
Thank you for motivating me to become what I am today, and I fell in love with sports that I didn't know that I would do.
And now bullies has gone away from him, and now you have a champion in your hands. What do you think is the future of Gabe in Jiu-Jitsu?
He's only 14 years old. I really believe Gabe, when he's 16, okay, he's gonna be the next generation juvenile blue belt, and coming out with blue belt like world championship, purple belt world championship, brown belt world championship, and eventually he's gonna reach his big goal, be a black belt, because of everything he's doing right now for reach his goal, be a black belt world championship. When you're a black belt world championship, you on the top. Your names reach all over the world.
What do you advise Gabe? What's the one advice that you always tell him?
Be humble, focus, and always believe in your dream. Because his dream will come true. I really believe in that. And I put a lot of effort there, a lot of work. Me and his family really believe. A few years from now, we're gonna hit for Gabe a lot. All over the news. All over the world. I really believe in that.
And Maria, I know that you guys are very close to Gabe anyway, and you're very open, but if there's anything that you haven't told him that you're proud of about him, what would it be?
I'm so proud of him for being so humble, for never flaunting his skills to beat people up. I'm so proud of him for just being the son that every mother probably wishes they have. So that's what I'm proud of him for.
Advice for parents that are probably who have kids dealing with a situation, what would you say?
I would say the first thing to do is let the school know right away what's happening, who the child is that's bullying your son or daughter, and then incorporate some self-defense. It doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu. It could be any form of self-defense, whether it's wrestling or boxing, or there's many of them to choose from, but do something so that the child starts to build some skills to protect themselves. And a lot of times if the other students are aware that the child knows something, bullies tend to pick on soft targets. Someone that they perceive is gonna cave in or just give up. They're not brave people. They're cowards in a lot of sense, a lot of sense of the word. So that's what I would do, is tell the school first, teach them a martial art second, and also teach them tools to defuse the situation. Defuse and walk away if you can, unless you can't, and then if you cannot, give 100%.
I like that. So what more do you want to see in Gabe pursuing jiu-jitsu? What's your hope and dream for him?
My hope and dream is for Gabe to become the man that God wants him to be. A man that's after God's heart. To me, that in jiu-jitsu wise, if that is being a black belt, and that is teaching the younger generation on how it is to have confidence, and how it is to being a man means you need to walk away. To me, that is my dream. That is what the future holds, I hope, for my son.
What would be your advice to those that are maybe being mean? They say, hurting people hurt people. So they are projecting, the people that are bullies, they are projecting or manifesting something that maybe there's something, they're experiencing something painful inside as well. What would be your message to them?
It's not a nice thing to do. It really hurts the person, because you're going to make a big chain of people bullying other people, because if you're hurting and then you hurt someone else, and they're hurting and then they hurt someone else. So just don't hurt other people. It's not a nice thing to do.
So this afternoon, we're not just learning about life tactics, we're also learning some pointers on self-defense. And so I get to be on the mat, and this is going to be fun. I get to train with 14-year-old world champion, Gabe Demman. You ready? 1, 2, 3, go!
So I'm going to show you a basic trip
Okay.
to get to the ground.
Right.
So what I'm going to do, this is called the sleeve and this is the lapel.
Okay.
Here. So you, like if you were to grab mine.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you want to grab the bottom part of my sleeve.
Okay.
That's like the basic grips.
Okay.
The trip goes from here, so I'm going to see how I can shift your weight.
Please don't.
I'm not going to throw it.
Okay, alright.
So what the trick does is I'm going to shift your weight to here, and then I put my foot behind.
Okay.
And then this
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, can I do that to you? This.
other foot. This one.
Like that.
No.
Okay, like that. And then like this.
Yeah, here. And then you're going to
Sorry. Okay, alright. Sorry. Okay, next.
So the basic positions are, it's called guard. From when you're here, I'm
Okay.
going to have you guard right here.
Oh.
So I can either sweep you and I can get different shoulders.
Right.
So I'm going to grab this part here.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to bring your arm across.
Okay.
So keep your base
Okay.
on your knees, so kind of like posture back a little bit.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So my legs
But who's in control? You're in
are
control.
right now.
Right.
So-
Even if I'm on top. Right. Okay.
So my leg will swing over your head.
Can you do that? Ah.
Feel your arm.
Okay.
And so in jiu-jitsu, if you get caught in this like a position that's really painful and you can't really handle it anymore,
Right.
you wanna like tap with
Tap. Yeah. Tap.
You feel your arm starting to stretch.
Right.
Yeah.
We're ending on a fun note, but remember, life is fun, but it also teaches us a lot of life lessons. We have to be conscious of what life is teaching us through other people, through our experiences, so that we can make the most out of it. Thank you so much, Gabe. More power to you, and God bless. Thank you for joining us today on the show. Again, if you want more of So Jannelle, we are on social media, our YouTube account, our Facebook page, our Instagram account as well. We'll see you there. Also on TV next week, same time, same channel as well. For now, I'm your host, Jannelle So, and this has been So Jannelle.